the way I was brought up was mainly by my mom and her mom. My dad wasn't around a lot because he was always busy with his entrepreneurial things and business, and emotionally he wasn't there as well. So I was brought up in a very feminine way, in a way, which meant also I lacked a lot of masculine traits, and because I'd never had like a male figure in my life.
Did you discover that in your therapy, or?
I was realizing a lot of traits that were like holding me back in my younger years as well, but I didn't know where it was coming from. And also, when you're like 18 and it's super easy for you as a guy to make women safe around you and talk to them very easy, because I had that strong feminine side and they were like kind of like drawn to me in a way, but in a different way, not in like a polarity, masculine, feminine. I was safe guy, like they could talk to me about everything. And what it meant for me was like, wow, I'm handsome, right? But I wasn't, I mean, I was still okay, good looking. However, the draw was from a different perspective. Women who felt safe and they were like, oh, let's hang out with him because we know he's not going to do any crazy things and all of that. So, you know, at 17 or 18, that time I was choosing that because it's like, oh, surrounded by women. That's what every guy at my age wants, right?
Yeah.
However, later on in my life, I discovered that I had behaviors that were stemming from that upbringing that were becoming problematic for my relationships, for the way I was looking and I was seeing other people's behavior and my behavior specifically. There's this term coined by Gerald Glover, and he wrote this book. It's called No More Mr. Nice Guy. And when I read that book, it was like a hot and cold shower just went over my body. I was like, what the hell is happening? Because he literally, I felt like I was being watched because he wrote everything and that was my life.
Oh, wow.
It was the closest book ever I've read and on behaviors and the male perspective on behaviors that fits so well, like a glove. Like there was nothing off. And I was afraid at the beginning. I was like, wow, I have a lot of things to do and work on.
Wow.
If I was to ever recommend any book to any man that is feeling that maybe he has like slightly people-pleasing behaviors or a nice guy mentality where too nice, not being just a good man, just being nice and having these like covered contracts, which is the main thing for nice guys, is like, I'm nice because I want something from you, but you don't know what I want.
I have a friend, he plopped up in my head when we were younger and we were at school. And we started partying and we drove our cars, and he was always the car guy. And he was always driving all these women to the club. They were clubbing together, dancing together, but he was always the nice guy. At some point, I felt sorry for him because he was a really good person, but he was always in the friend zone because he was a nice guy. And when you talk about this topic, I think that's exactly what he needed back these days. A little bit more of the traditional masculinity, a little bit more, no more nice guy, like you said.